wide awake. Yay, which is a win because all I've wanted to do is hibernate for the last couple of months, but now really seriously, it's like the cold is making me want to just crawl under the covers with the cat and cuddle and eat chili and watch YouTubes and listen to my frequency music, and that's about it. It's freaking cold out there, and it needs to be. It is the right time of year for it, after all. Um, I'm going to get my phone ready to be able to see your comments because YouTube is pulling some of its shenanigans and not showing me your comments on this screen here. So I'm going to have to look on my phone. So, excuse me a minute while I find it, darlings. Hang on a moment. Wait. Ooh. Gotta plug this in just right so it doesn't get all. The cord is beginning to get all goofy. So, anyway. Um, yeah, we have a lot going on in this whole world, don't we? And especially here where I am in the United States. Oh, my good Lord, we got plenty. Plenty. Oh, my good Lord, we got. Ah, there we go. There you are. Now, Scotty. Scotty is on, and Tiger Butterfly. Hi there. Yeah, boy, we got some shit going on down here, right? This is crazy. Uh, putting it crudely, um, we've got record cold, and we've also got the Minnesota protesters. And for all kinds of fraud just coming out of the seams. And if you don't think that this is not part of bigger spiritual process that's going on, there is a cleansing going on. And it's going to be kind of ugly for a while. Oh, you're having issues breathing. Is it because of the cold, Tiger? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we are going to have a full moon pretty soon. And I'll probably do some readings for the full moon. Tonight it'll be readings mostly for the collective, just what we can expect. Um, although I'm mostly reading energy, I'll tell you right now, the protests are going to go on a little bit, but mm, it's going to resolve itself um, with some help. I think it looks like though, you know, although we have one state that is completely whacked out with protesters rioting and burning down the town, we have all these other states that are just cooperating with ICE and handing over the criminal illegals, that the worst of the worst, as they say, rapists, murderers, that kind of thing. Um, People who have been convicted, but in these sanctuary cities, the problem is they they're they're caught and released, so ICE has to go get them out in the wild. Now, why would you do this unless you were using that? They're using all this mayhem. Why? It detracts from the fact of all this fraud. It it they're using people. They don't care about human life at all, really, as far as I can see. All they care about is what's in the headlines. And if they can get a few, the reason they're stirring things up is if they can get a few headlines out of it that takes the heat off of the corruption, because some of them stand to go be wearing an orange jumpsuit for a long time. And some of them are probably going to get deported and lose their cushy jobs that somehow netted them multi-millions of dollars in a very short time in the government work? Doing government work? Are you kidding me? There are so many red flags here that, I mean, you know. And if it's going on in one place, it's going on in another place. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing a kind of psychosis among some people, like the chickens for KFC is what I call them. Poor things. I feel sorry for them. They're being used, and honestly, pray for them. They're being used as cannon fodder. They're being used as a smokescreen. Don't look at the guy behind the curtain. Look at this distraction here. And it's at a terrible cost for Minnesota. And how convenient that it's just before the midterms. But we got to get rid of this. It's a spiritual thing too. I can feel as these people are being deported, I can actually feel things getting lighter. Having places like Venezuela dump their worst convicts and people from their mental institutions into our country has caused a sort of spiritual, psychic darkness, craziness, because we're beginning to wake up. People are beginning to sense things. And it's almost like we're beginning to sense as we're getting more sensitive. That's maybe the way to say it. As we're getting more sensitive, we're picking up these vibes. To have these vibes in our society right now is really hard on a lot of us, and especially some of the people that are just waking up. They don't know why they feel the things they feel. We're having a splitting off. I told you we were going to have this. We're starting to split off. The two timelines. And you get to choose, you still get to choose the timeline you're in, whichever one you want. I'm in the one where things work out good and we end up having a good country. That's the one I'm choosing, and I don't care what anybody says. You know, I know there's a choice there. I'm right again. I saw a lot of unrest and protests, rioting, people taking to the street. I said, remember last year, I said, well, after a brawl, which last year was more like a drunken brawl, right? This year is going to be all about the police coming. You know what happens after when the barroom brawl is going on? The police get called, and then the place gets raided. Well, the place is getting raided. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. But fortunately, it's mostly localized to Minnesota, because the states that are complying with the law are not having this problem. So, um, but it's getting blown out of proportion. It's being depicted in other countries erroneously. But what I'm seeing every time I look at this is it's all happening to keep people in power a little longer, to keep people who don't care about human life in power, and to keep people distracted. And actually, mayhem right before the midterms is good for. This is a full scale. To me, it looks like it was meant to be a full-scale invasion of our country. I might get in trouble for saying that, and people might disagree with me, but it looked like it was meant to take over our country, to be an invasion. The migrant crisis, the illegal migrant crisis, with the fraud and everything, it was meant to collapse our economy, it was meant to collapse our society. There are places that have already switched to Sharia law, you know? Unfortunately, there is a young lady who is Somali who has lived in these countries and has actually lived in several countries, but is, I guess, in the United States now, that talks about the way that the Somalis look at things, and their spiritual point of view is way different from ours. You know how we have all those 10 commandments and stuff, and it's kind of universal, thou shalt not kill, blah, blah, blah. Well, to them, that only applies to believers. You can trick and rob and kill even and steal and, do whatever you want to non-believers. That's all validated by their version of religion. That's why this is happening with the particular group that it's happening with. Is it all Muslims? No, of course not. Is it some very radical ones? Yeah, this is radical Muslimism. Am I anti-Muslim? You know what? We've got rioters storming Christian churches. This is a spiritual matter, for sure. That version does not match our version of how to conduct a society. Yeah. Alexander's here. Crow is here. Let me look at who all is going on in here. Beer for my horses. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, love. I look beautiful tonight. Thank you, dear. Would you like to math debate? Well, Mr. Tinch, this is not really a math channel, but if somebody wants to in the chat, that's okay. How is all of you? How are all of you? Well, thank you. Richard, I like that. Scotty just came up with a new nickname for Crow. is Richard. Chloe always had, whoops, Chloe always had Richard. So it's kind of funny. Hello, Alex. How you been? Ah, the Union of the Snakes is on the prowl. Do 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 do. How you doing? Um, hopefully, I will be able to get you. I'm going to have to do some test runs to see if I can have guests. Um, because StreamYard was weird for a while. I'm going to have to do some test runs and see if I can have guests. But hey, you. I used to have. Wow. I'm losing. I had some lines. I don't have them. Hey! And until I do that, they're gone. Oh, wow. This is cool, you guys. I'm reverse aging. I can't believe hardly. Oh, this is great. I guess it can be done, you guys. You had a dream last night. Well, congrats. Some people can't have dreams. Holland is a nice place to vacation. On vacation in the Netherlands, visiting a family. Got back to Aruba. Hey, good to see you. What is the dream, dear? I bet you did. Isn't that strange? It's wonderful. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. 100%. So, wow. You guys, believe me, I wish for the best for everybody, even the protesters who I think are greatly, greatly misled, and they think they're fighting for freedom against fascism. They don't know fascism. They really don't know what that means. If they had to live in countries where there actually is fascism, then they'd know this isn't fascist. I hope they wake up. I hope they get well. I pray for all the PDS afflicted. It doesn't mean you have to love the guy. It just means don't knee-jerk think everything is bad, because it's not. We've got a lot of hope. We've got a lot that is ahead of us that's good once we get through this time, that I can see. It can be much better. There are some people that are predicting the fall of the United States. I don't think so. Not now. Not in my version. Maybe in their version. I don't know. The timelines are splitting. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're choosing the version where the United States goes to hell. But I think we avoided that back at the last election, actually, in my timeline. I'm allowed to have that opinion. Damn it, I'm allowed. So, here we go. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to have a bad patch. We're going to have all kinds of, we're going to find that the corruption is everywhere. I was right about Ohio. They're finding it in Ohio too. Columbus has the second largest Somali population. If Somalia is a country that is mostly ruled by this belief that you can lie, cheat, steal, and do anything you want to, non-believers, it only stands to reason. Is that being anti-Somalian? No. Obviously, some of them don't believe that way. It's just being real. It's just being realistic. If you have a bunch of people that think that it's okay to do any damn thing you want to people who don't believe the way you do, is that compatible with life in the USA? They're not trying to assimilate. And I think this has caused a deep wounding of our country. Deep wounding. And I am sending energy and prayers to address this. This is not just a political matter. This is a spiritual matter. And anybody who doesn't think that is just, I think they're missing some things. Okay, my friends. Okay, let me look and see what we got in chat. Flemish people. Oh, that's interesting. Medieval country of Flanders. Flemings. I knew of Fleming as a name. So, let me see what Tiger Butterfly dreamed. Oh, really? Dutch German, huh? Oh my goodness. I am really happy that you had a good time, man. I want to visit there one day. So you were going on to ride a train. It was like Jurassic Park and you saw dinosaurs in your dream. Interesting. That's cool. Then the doors opened on the train and one of the dinosaurs started talking to you. Then two people showed up inside beside you talking. Then you saw or heard 3,000. Wow. It does sound like some kind of a message, doesn't it? Looked like a message, I love you 3,000. Is that what 3,000 means? I don't understand exactly. I love you 3,000. Huh. Hey, there's Lou. There's Lou. Wow, so they're the Templars up there. It's very interesting. Yeah, things are going to be moving fast. That's what I'm seeing. Iron Man Avengers. Yeah, we need some number readings. Yeah, we do. I want to get that on here again. I want to start doing that again. I really do. I got to get things working on this channel again so I can do that stuff. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. just because I have been, like I said, I've been wanting to hibernate. That's all I freaking want to do is hibernate. Honestly. You know, it's like, do you want to do this or curl up in a blanket and sleep with the cowboy cat? You know, it's like, well, I think I'd rather curl up with cowboy and just forget about the nonsense. There's a lot going on in the world, and it's in the fields. By the way, on the back channels, if you're interested, uh, if you listen to some of the what Pleiadian channels and stuff, what they're talking about, uh, they're talking about, well, and actually I'm seeing something like it. There is a splitting off going, and you're going to see some people, they're losing they're they're losing their marbles because they're losing their um, they're going to be NPCs. We're going to see a lot of NPCs, more, and then we're going to see them gradually disappear too. But there are people walking around now that aren't really part of this timeline. Their consciousness is really in another timeline, and so they're half out of here. And that's going to give us a sort of a massive NPC effect because some people are just not going to be in their bodies anymore. You know, the lights will be on, but no one will be really home. And you'll see them kind of change and become a little bit more robotic, if that's already happening. And also, some of the symptoms I've heard described are tiredness, sleepiness, exhaustion. It's a lot of people are feeling it. We've been through a lot, you know. And a sense of mourning can happen, just like you're mourning something, although you don't know what you're mourning. Sadness, you know, just like something is lost. Well, something is. We're splitting off. So, some of us are kind of going our separate ways for a while again. Our souls' paths are diverging with some people. And that is going to trigger a lot of changes. I know. It's going to sound crazy. Some people are going to think this is crazy. That's your own problem. I don't care. You know what? I'm just going to say what I see. This is what I see. This is how I see it. Yeah. So, as I look at it, yeah, there's going to be corruption found everywhere in the United States. But here's the good news. After we get this all cleaned up, we'll have enough money saved to, by closing down the fraudulent stuff, that we'll be able to basically pay off our national debt because it's that big. They're going to find out it's big enough that we're going to pay off our national debt. Now I'm going to move my, hang on a minute. You didn't see that. Okay, I adjusted myself in public. Just something I have to do. Anyway, whose voice is that? I'm happy because this had to happen. The infection had to come out. Okay? It's like pus running out of a wound. Sorry to be gross, but that's what it's like. Um, it's going to be ugly. Where where is the broom, chosen beard? Where is the broom? Well, we need to stop the witches. We're going to take back over from bad witches. Something about witches. Um, so it's something about witches. Um, I don't know what's going on. Oh, tiger butterfly. That's can we just be you know, let us be civil, please. Can we? Be civil to each other. Right. I agree with Crow. Wealth of heart over pocket. Real wealth is wisdom, not currency, exactly. And yes, Scotty Boy says we live in a dual reality. The good is balanced with the bad. Yeah, it's just, yeah, he was looking for some kind of trouble, maybe. I don't know, maybe to provoke some kind of argument. Um, Wizard of Oz was the direction for moving the gold standard. We are Dorothy. That I can't read that name. Hang on. Bashimadani. We are Dorothy, our socialist, the tin taxpayer ID, scarecrows. Yeah, the straw man. Hmm. I know about that. Yep, I know about that stuff. The whole Wizard of Oz was an allegory. That's why I keep referring to pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. This is what is happening is they're constantly uh, pulling this sleight of hand. Look over here, don't look over here. But we're getting too smart for that. That third eye is coming open. And hate to tell you, it's going to get harder and harder to lie as time goes on. It's going to get harder and harder for them to lie and to cover their lies. And that is going to lead to revolution for sure, but not the kind they hope for. Good for us. It's going to come out all right, at least it is in my version. And I hope you come along with me. It's going to be all right in my version, but it's going to be ugly for a while. So um, there's going to be a lot of legal action. I don't think it'll be too far into February. It looks like we might have some high profile arrests. Even, you know, Hill and Billary skipped out of their subpoena. That the optics on that are really bad. Um, hmm, let's see. Yeah, the flying monkeys. Mhm. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. We need a gold standard again. Right. No, this, they say don't do this because it always looks like you're picking your nose. If you're itchy here or something, anywhere around this area, it kind of looks like you're picking your nose or something. Well, get over it. No. Okay, I can't be too serious. Yeah, basically gold and silver. Silver's going to be very big. Um, you know what? It's interesting. Itchy nose is confirmation. It's around my nose, but okay. You know, it's like, dudes, we're so close to having something really good happen. We just have to hang on a little. I mean, that's not hopium. Things always look uglier before they get better, right? They always get really, ugh. In every story, it gets bad. That's what starts the hero's journey. Something bad is happening, and it gets uncomfortable enough that to force you to go on the journey. And then you go on the journey, and things get worse. And there's always this things get worse before the end. Um, but then, eventually, after fighting and doing whatever heroic. Oh my God, see, I gotta watch it. Here we go again. I hope I don't just fall asleep on camera. That would be. No, I don't think so. But I am not going to be able to be on for much over an hour. I'll hang around for at least an hour. Uh, I hope everybody gets on so I get to see them and say hi. It's been real freaking gold here. It's been blue. My mother used to say, Scotty, you like this. My mother used to call it below the brassiere, below zero. Mother had a sense of humor. It's one of the things I loved about her before she started to change. When she changed, a lot of things changed. But I remember back in the days when she had a sense of humor and she had a different personality. But anyway, I got my pendulum and um, we can ask some questions. Money is a tool, yeah. Well, I don't know about that because I think I'm a great person and I don't have that much money. I think I'm great. I think I'm actually one of the nicest people I know, if not the nicest person I know. Hey, Elderberry. Nah, you're okay, Tiger. Hey, Barry. Let me catch up. Yeah, I've heard that. That's neurolinguistics. It's a big word for self-talking. Hey, yeah, I'm here. Tiger, just relax, okay? It's not that bad here. These are nice people mostly. And if there are bad people, we get rid of them because we don't freaking care. Okay? We don't care. If you're going to be a pain in the butt and you're trying to disrupt and be mean to people, you've got to go. Well, and if that decreases the numbers, I'm not here for everybody. I'm just here for the people who can understand. And I made that decision a long time ago. You can't please everybody, so why try? You might as well just be your own freaking self. Look at the crazy jackasses who are influencers. Might as well just be your own freaking self, and people can like it or not. And that's their problem. You know, you cannot please people, everybody. You just can't do it. It's okay. Um, I don't depend on this for a living. This is something I do out of love. So I can just say what my heart says within YouTube boundaries. Okay, so the wonderful thing is that this is finally all coming up, and we knew it was coming up. Pluto, I told you, Pluto's going to be plowing through things. Just, oh God, going to look ugly. Or heavy earth moving equipment. hmm That's what it's going to be. And now, this is the part of the barroom brawl where the police come in, start arresting people, and that's going to be what it's going to look like probably for most of the year. At this point, that's what it looks like. That we're going to be finding more and arresting and finding more, and where it's been moving pretty slow, this is the year of the fire horse. Now things are going to go faster, finally. Because some of us have been waiting like forever, because we've known about this corruption and stuff, levels of it, not the whole thing. Who would have guessed all that there is? I mean, it just keeps going. Every single institution that the government pays for, every kind of public assistance has been exploited by these people. Even transportation for the elderly and sick, even for elderly and disabled transportation, even food stamps, even um, housing assistance, even everything, every single thing. And now even people are finding now, watch it. If you're a smart person and you've been to college, um, somebody may be trying to use your credentials to get a college scholarship and then not even attend class. They just keep the scholarship money and run off with it. And people are finding that. They're finding that there is a lot of this college scholarship fraud now. every single place. And from their point of view, if you see something like that, it's like these people go, score, I just found somebody's wallet, score, after a concert. If you don't, to them, if you don't pick up that free money, you're stupid. You know, if if you don't steal, when as long as it's not a believer, then you're just stupid. Why wouldn't all smart people just take the money and run if you can do it? That's the attitude. I don't think that's good coexistence here. I mean, I really don't think that works. So, I'll be glad that it's leaving us. And y'all that are trying to assimilate, bless you and welcome. You can be our brothers and sisters, but you must assimilate to our society. You will be assimilated or you will be out. We gotta be that way to protect the rest of us. Gotta be that way. And I think it is coming. Or maybe it's just breathing hard. I don't know. Yeah, basically, we've been bored for a while, wondering when. There have been people saying, when are we going to get that door, see that door open, um, and we get to walk the freak out of here. It's not that easy. It's going to be a little different than that, but that's okay. Yeah. So, this is what I'm seeing. There's going to be more of this. There's going to be it through the year, probably. It looks like towards the end of the year, if I'm reading the energy right, we might be getting a break finally, maybe after June, maybe around that area, May, June. Maybe. We don't have that long. We're going to see some results. Maybe as soon as April, but I don't know. That may be too soon. Yeah. Looks like it's more in the summer months that it might be. It just depends. And hey, after it's over, it is going to look a lot better around here. Going to feel a lot better. You'll get used to the cities being emptier. People are already doing it. Places that are already getting cleaned out. People are able to walk their dogs, let their kids play outside. Um, you know, do normal American activities without fear of something bad happening. Because Americans are not really bad people by and large. So once it gets cleaned up, it'll be a lot safer. It'll look a lot better. Without everybody else's criminals and madmen coming over here. Now, if you're a Somali and you're saying, wah, I would say go home to Somalia and make your country a real country. And then come over here and tell us how to run our country. Because obviously, if your country was so good, you would have stayed there. Obviously, it's not. So, and they say that things have changed enough in Somalia now that it no longer conforms to be a place that you can seek refuge from. So you don't need sanctuary from there anymore. It's probably going away as a place that we accept sanctuary people from. It's okay to go home now. Go home and clean up your own backyard, folks. Don't try to make our place into your place. You know, if the neighbors come over, ow, what? Well, get over here and see your Uncle Crow. He wants to see you. Everybody wants to see you, Mr. Knucklehead. Get up here. Get up here. Come on. Come on, Mr. Silly Cake. Come on. You want up here? Want to come up? Hey, you want to come up over here? You want to come up over here? Where do you want to come up? I'm a cat. I'm going to sit here and think about it for an hour. Okay. People want to see you. Get your little furry tail up here. I know you don't have a tail. It's just a manner of speaking. My little Manx kitty cat. Cowboy. Yeah. Let's see what chat is saying. No one fits in, no one is normal, yeah. Well, you know, there are a lot of people who seem to wake up. They seem to wake up looking for a way to be offended and for something to be triggered over in order to be relevant. It's a trend. What? Get up here then. Quit scratching my leg. Scratching at my leg and get your little furry butt up here. Okay, come on. You hear him talking? Come on. You're such a mouthy little cat. You are. You're such a mouthy little cat. What you doing, Mr. Mewin? People can't see you over there. He doesn't understand camera angles yet. He's good though. He does some stuff on cue, but you want to come over here where people can see you. No, you're too busy looking at something on the table. Okay. I got my pendulum. If somebody's got some questions, we can see if my pendulum wants to answer. Let's see. My guides around me, only truth, only love, only truth and love, and my guidance around me, yes. So it's moving, saying yes. So show me yes, and then show me no. Okay, back and forth is no. Okay. Are we going to come out of this much, much better off? Oh, yes. We're going to come out of all this much, much better off. That's what I'm seeing. Are these raids and so on going to continue pretty much throughout the year? Yeah. Are the riots and stuff going to be resolved? Not yet. Okay, not yet. It's circling. It's still in the works. Are they going to be resolved in a positive way? Yes, they will finally be resolved in a positive way. Okay, let me see. What are you doing? Okay, he's going to take the long way behind me and then come over here, probably. Come on. You want to come over here? Come on, baby. He's a cat. He's going to do whatever the darn well pleases. You know how cats are. I do what I want to do. Yeah, ride the horse, exactly. Yeah. And, well, it's can be interpreted, I guess their interpretation is that their prophet tells them, doesn't just allow it, but tells them it's their duty to lie and cheat and steal from people who are unbelievers. That's their version of it. It's not okay. Yeah, see, I already believe that I already know. Part of me is already out of here. Hmm. Hmm. At that, you lost me. I don't know. What ain't gonna happen? I'm not being a bigot. That's not being a bigot. Oh, that's bullshit. I respectfully disagree and call it bullshit. Hi, Jackie. How is that being a bigot? I don't see it. You know what? I don't care what your religion is. I really don't. But I don't have to accept it as my religion. You're allowed to practice it among yourself. I'm not going to put mine off on you either. And you're free to take a walk. But I don't know how you see that. But okay, go right ahead. It's a free country so far. In my reality, it's going to stay that way. Oh, you lost your pendulum. I'm sorry. We lost somebody who had like a got triggered. I triggered somebody. Oh my god. Oh, a month old kitten. The cat distribution system. Oh no. Oh, I'm a separatist and a bigot. Right, okay, you can go ahead and go on. Oh my goodness. Is it one of my new spirit guides? I'm getting that it is a spirit guide. It is one of your guides. How you doing, Jackie? Some people wake up and choose outrage. You don't need to explain to this person. Hey, Jamie. Jamie's Cowboys. Uh, like I said, I'm gonna be me. I say what I say. If you misconstrue it, that's your own problem. Sugar plum fairy, too, 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 too. Yeah, I don't care. You still shaking? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, he thinks I'm a bigot. Well, people can think what they want. I have a lot of things in my background, you know, and actually, the Cherokee Indians accepted different skin colors. That didn't matter to them. Once you were a Cherokee, you were a Cherokee, period. Okay. On my mother's side. So, bullshit. Okay. Um, there he is. Finally, he's settled down. You gonna say hello to your Uncle Crow and everybody else? Wonder where Chloe is. There he is, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful Cowboy the Cat. So, Mr. Cowboy made his appearance. Yeah, finally, and settled down to be adored. Sorath. George Sorath. Hey, you know, it reminds me of Lord of the Rings, Sauron. You know, isn't he kind of Sauron? Has one big red eye. We won't say where. Red and brown, maybe. I don't know. Cowboy, are you a bigot? Well, he's black and white. So obviously, I don't know. Cowboy is black and white. You know, it's like, well, if you don't believe the way uh, I don't know. Whatever, dudes and dudesses. Um, I'm hoping that I am hoping that the thing in Minnesota resolves itself without too many more. You know what? Somebody was showing one of the pictures from the latest incident where the guy gets shot, and the news ran with it, and even I think the Times ran with it, ran with the cover picture, and it was absolutely obviously AI. And how do we know it's AI? Because there are anomalies all over the picture. They're trying to say that the guy that was holding with the gun in his hand it's a phone, except it doesn't look like a phone. It looks like something else. And he's holding it at kind of a weird angle, like you'd hold a gun. And then the guy, there's a guy that has no head. And then there's a gun that's in like two different pieces that looks like under this guy's leg that's like in two pieces. It's really weird. But they actually took that and ran with it as a real image. AI is weird, you know, doing weird stuff. I mean, people are doing weird stuff with AI to prove their point. It's just, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Oh. You don't trust orange cats? Lava pit and burning things. A dream about making a trip to the lava pit and burning things. Let me see. How chat is going. What are your belief systems on orange cats? He seems to be very ambivalent. You had a dream about making a trip to the lava pit and burning things. Well, that's interesting. Oh, you don't trust orange cats. Well, Tuxedo kitties. Garfield and lasagna. I'm a bigot to spaghetti. I like I like white sauce instead of red. Lasagna is better than, well, it is better than, I'm sorry. You offended by my personal choices? Boy, with the millions Omar has now from just a government job, supposedly, I should be in government work. Nah, that's all going to get cleared up. Lasagna is better. I like cats. Okay, I just like cats. We're all going to hell. Who's all going to hell? I'm not. Is that a word with a boo? Is that a word with a view, Scotty? I want to spank you, boy. I know that brings joy to your dark little heart. Okay, loves. You know, I gotta say, we're living in a crazy in between time. It's what I'd call a liminal time. It's not quite one thing and it's not quite another thing. Keep making the choice of the place you want to be. Keep making the choice of which reality you really want to live in. And keep going that way. So, you know, it's one of those things where as long as you keep your spirits high, keep yourself calm. If you have those moments of melancholy, weird dreams, you're going to have weird dreams. Boy, we're going to have some weird dreams. Let's face it, you know, um, because we're picking up on the energy. Ooh, white sauce and spinach pizza. Oh my goodness. Yep. With yarn to play with. Oh, I used AI to make Garfield smoke catnip. Oh, that's cute. Live life to the fullest. That fits your period. Okay, don't give a shit what others think. That's right. I'm a male. I don't get a. I love you guys. I do. I love you guys. You guys really cheer me up. But yeah, I've had my own times when it's been like I'll feel just suddenly blue. I've had see all my life I've had seasonal affective fibro for decades since I was in college. Um, Although they didn't know what fibro was back then, so they just called "suck it up, Buttercup." But you know, exhausted all the time and in pain all the time. Most of my life I was in pain. And not knowing why, not understanding much about the foods, trying to eat healthy according to the health and fitness gurus, and it wasn't working. I had a lifetime membership at a gym that I lost because I couldn't afford to pay it anymore. Um, Stuff like that. So, you know, I already went through all that, bodybuilding and all that sort of thing. Um, but I am healing myself. So, what? Tampon Tim would tell you. Old Timmy Walls, climbing the walls. Hey, little Timmy fell down the well. Unless he ain't gonna get him no help. Poor little Timmy. And when I say little Timmy, you know what I mean. Little Timmy done fell down the well. He's fallen and he can't get up again. Okay, so now I'm going to read you the public service. This is the public service part. Like it or not, I'm going to read you some of this public service about grass-fed butter. Grass-fed butter. This is from 7 reasons to switch to grass-fed butter. Shall I read it in this accent? I don't know why I have that accent. 0 point, butter break. Butter is a popular dairy product typically made from cow's milk. I think I'll read it dramatically. Yolanda gave me this. She wanted me to read it to you guys. Okay. Essentially, it's the fat from milk in solid form. I'm going to pretend that I'm an AI. That's my AI voice. It's made by churning milk until the butter fat is separated from the buttermilk. Interesting, what the dairy cows eat affect the nutritional value of the milk. Who would have thought, right? And as well as the butter made from it, of course, and there's like 3 trusted sources. Anyway, although most cows in the United States eat primarily corn and grain-based feeds, and a lot of them GMO grain, unfortunately. I do not recommend that. Grass-fed meat and dairy products are becoming increasingly popular. There are 7 potential health benefits. It's more nutritious than regular butter. Regular and grass-fed butters are high in fat and calories, but they're also rich in vitamin A, an important fat-soluble vitamin. And it sorts some trusted sources. Okay. However, studies show that grass-fed butter may be more nutritious. In particular, it contains a higher proportion of healthy unsaturated fatty acids. For example, grass-fed butter is higher in omega-3 fatty acids. These are thought to have anti-inflammatory. What do I tell you is our biggest problem? Inflammatory. Like right now, Minnesota has an inflammatory problem. It really does. These are thought to have anti-inflammatory properties and have been linked to many health benefits. Omega-3 fatty acids, and I'm sure you guys know. One analysis found that grass-fed butter provides about 26% more omega-3 fatty acids than regular butter. Another analysis determined that grass-fed dairy may pack up to 500% more conjugated linoleic acids, CLA, than regular dairy. Studies have linked this fatty acid to many potential health benefits. For instance, CLA has demonstrated promising anti-cancer effects in animal and test tube studies, so more research is needed. In addition to boasting a healthier fat profile, grass-fed butter is believed to be much richer in K2, which plays an important role in bone and heart health. Summary: compared to regular butter, grass-fed butter is found to be higher in vitamin K2 and healthy fats, such as omega-3s and CLA. It's a good source of vitamin A, which is fat-soluble, continued, and essential vitamin. This means your body can't make it, so you need it in your diet. It's like B12. Like regular butter, grass-fed butter is rich in vitamin A. So each tablespoon or 14 grams, is roughly 10% of the reference daily intake of this vitamin. Okay. It's necessary for vision, reproduction, optimal immune function, plays an important role in growth and development, and is involved in forming and maintaining healthy teeth, bones, and skin. Grass-fed butter is a good source of vitamin A, a nutrient that's essential for immune function, vision, and more. It's rich in beta-carotene, a beneficial compound that your body converts into vitamin A as needed to meet your daily requirements. Studies suggest grass-fed butter may be even higher in beta-carotene than regular butter. In one experiment, butter made from the milk of 100% grass-fed cows had the highest amount of beta-carotene, while butter from cows that were fed a mixture of grass and diet and corn. Oh, yes. Lowest amounts. Beta-carotene is a well-known and potent antioxidant. There you go, and we need antioxidants. They help defend your cells from potential damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. Oh my gosh. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Free radicals. Radicalized people causing a lot of damage. It's a mirror. It's mirroring. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Wow. Okay, antioxidants help defend your cells from potential damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. A wealth of observational studies have associated a higher intake of foods rich in beta-carotene to a reduced risk of several chronic diseases such as age-related macular degeneration, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. However, these studies largely focused on the intake of beta-carotene-rich fruits and vegetables. I can talk. Not the intake of grass-fed butter particularly. Grass-fed butter contains higher amounts of beta-carotene than regular butter is what we can get from that, and that's a reduced risk of chronic diseases. Vitamin K is a soluble vitamin that exists in two main forms, K1 and K2. K1 is phylloquinone. Phylloquinone, there we go. I said it, phylloquinone, is the predominant source of vitamin K in most diets, mainly found in plant foods such as green leafy vegetables. K2 is lesser known but important, known as menaquinone, basically found in fermented foods and animal products, including grass-fed butter. Vitamin K2 is less common in the diet, but it is important for your overall health. Key role in your bone and heart health by regulating your calcium levels. Helps support your bone health by signaling your bones to absorb more calcium. Several studies find that people who consume more K2 tend to experience fewer bone fractures. Where in the heck is Dolly? She needs to know this. Okay. Dolly, I'm going to spank you too for not being in here. Okay. Helps remove excess calcium from the bloodstream, which can prevent harmful calcium deposits and plaque from building up in your blood vessels. Okay. 4,807 people study showed that a high intake of vitamin K2, which is 32 micrograms a day, was associated with 50% reduction in risk of death from heart disease. So, let's see, it's also high in unsaturated fatty acids, unsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. These have been considered healthy for a long time. Studies consistently link them to heart health benefits. Strong scientific evidence shows that replacing some of the saturated fat in your diet with unsaturated fat may help reduce your risk of heart disease. Just replace your regular butter with grass-fed butter. Some studies have compared the products of grass-fed and conventionally fed dairy cows and find that the grass-fed butter is higher in unsaturated fats than regular butter, but regular butter still contains a significant amount. Recent research indicates that fat intake may or may not be linked to the heart disease, as health experts once thought. However, it is best to eat a variety of fats, not just saturated from nutritious sources like nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. Well, we already know that seed oils are not good, so that's bullshit. That part is bullshit. But, they're so used to saying that. Okay, it contains conjugated linoleic acid. Woo! What does that mean? I don't know. A type of fat that is mainly found in meat and dairy products from ruminant animals like cows, sheep, and goats. Uh, Particularly grass-fed butter believed to be especially high in CLA. In one experiment, grass-fed cows produced 500% more CLA. I think they already said that. Um, in test tube studies, CLA may help prevent certain chronic diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, even certain cancers. Yeah, they did mention that first off, way back in the beginning. So this is just, in test tube studies, CLA induced cancer cell death and slowed the replication of breast and colon cancer cells. However, human research findings are mixed, and some studies suggest people with diets higher in CLA may have a reduced risk of cancer. Okay. Studies in mice and rabbits with supplements show the same potential. Okay, and it goes on. Handful of human studies analyzing CLA's effect on plaque buildup has shown no particular benefit on plaque buildup. That's something entirely different. Easy to add to your diet. Okay, and it is very easy to add to your diet, and it's also delicious. The taste and texture of the two are almost identical, and regular butter can easily be swapped for grass-fed. Can be used in anything you use regular butter in, and it's just saying it tastes good and it's good for you. So let's just get that. You know, thing is, grass-fed butter. It is more expensive, but it could be a lot better for you. And who knows, the GMOs in that corn-fed stuff, it could carry. So it's a healthy alternative to regular butter. And there we go, Yolana. Hope you are satisfied with that. She got us that research. Okay. Public service. You used to carry an apple in your pocket. Is that an apple in your pocket, or are you just happy to see? Heifer? Grass-fed, grass-packed reefer. But if you're diabetic and on dialysis, be careful of potassium. Well, I'm not, so... Yeah, vitamin D, take... vitamin D, yeah. You know, I have the special vitamin D milk with the omega 3s and fatty acid in it. You can get it from Aldi's fairly cheap. And I get that kind because it helps me. We already established what are you guys? None, none. What kind of a read is this? Okay. Um, well, we already did that part. We already did the read on what the coming month was going to be like, and in fact the year. So you can scroll back or wind back, or I'm sorry, but you missed it. So it was just for the collective on what the year was looking like. Now I'm going to take a couple cards out. And I'm going to see if we got any cards that basically represent what we need to focus on. What do we need to focus on for February of this year? February of our 2026. The year that we know of as 2026, year of the fire horse. What should we be focused on? Okay. Hmm. Okay, right there. Communion. Interesting. Communion. You know, that was the name of a famous book about ETs by Whitley Strieber. Oh my goodness. Doggone. Okay. So let's look it up. Communion. Eagle. Oh, it's under Eagle. Okay, Eagle. 56. 56, which sheds to 11. Oh, interesting. Here, the man and eagle make contact through their eyes and spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to Eagle Brother, who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It's an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, as one of both spirit and flesh. Yet ultimately, this deep spiritual kinship that connects them formed from their recognition of the sacredness of this bond. Eagle spirit is often associated with the highest and noblest, encouraging us to let our spirit soar. Through this communion, we know we can touch the sky. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. We're intimately related to all of life on the planet, and it's through communing with any expression of life that we realize how vitally connected we are. Now, it's so dry. Whenever you experience a heartfelt communion with some physical expression of life, plant, animal, human, or anything else like Mr. Mew over here. Let's see if we can get a Mr. Mew on camera while I'm reading this. Cat Munion. Okay. It's only then that you can truly feel how your life force is similar to the life force that is all around you. It's only a matter of the differences in form. And essence is articulated into the physical world in a multitude of ways that is the same in everything and everyone, although it manifests in various shapes and characteristics. This essence is spirit emanating from the core of all things. Communion with nature is essential for you now. Take some time to do an open eyed meditation with any nearby animal, like maybe Mr. Mew here, or plant. Relax your body as much as possible. Breathe consciously and keep your attention consciously and keep your attention on the life form you're communing with. After a few moments, you will notice a sense of the boundaries dissolving, a melding of the I and thou. You may even receive messages or impressions as you find yourself in the flow of unspoken communication. So, communion. And I think this is how we stay sane during this period, okay? It's telling us how to stay sane, get in touch. Actually, get in touch with nature. It'll help you stay sane. Well, we're getting so in touch with nature. Nature is getting so in touch with us in the form of very heavy snow and cold. So we are touching nature. Nature is definitely touching us. But it's talking about, that's a kind of an interesting card. So it's going to be about that. When it gets dry, you just spit on it. Porta potty, Scotty. What? The person who made the toilets, one of the, I think, that invented the toilet, his name was Crapper. Um, so, I don't know. Oh, I hate porta potties. The potion of Scotland. The potion of Scotland! Go out and drink the potion of Scotland. Would you like me to pull a tarot card for you, Dee? Yeah, you pull one too, love. You pull one too, Richard. Richard of the Many R's. Please pull us a card, if you don't mind. So, eh. Uh, oh, good for you, Scotty. I like your energy, sir. Yeah, that's funny. The Empress right side up. Oh, really? For me? For me? Thank you. That's a pretty good card. You want to tell me what you think that means for me? I know what I think it might mean, but I am going to be doing readings, but the only reason I don't want to Oh, I guess I could do them tonight. There aren't that many people in here if you really want to. Divine Feminine. Sensuality, fertility, nurturing, creativity, beauty, abundance, and nature. There you go. Thank you so much, Richard. That's lovely. I know what that also means is usually she has the symbol of Venus, um, goddess of love and beauty, and nature, of course. And me being kind of a naturey person, which I am. I'm very connected to nature. So that actually does make sense. I really appreciate that because usually I'm reading for everybody else. Okay, so um, I gotta admit, I do seem to be getting younger looking. My body isn't always agreeing. I mean, the way I feel, but my physical appearance seems to be somehow. So, oh, well, I'm doing better than I thought. I'm at an hour and 36 minutes, um, which is better than I thought I would be doing at this point. So, let's see what we're saying in the chat. Okay. Hey, Sandra. Okay, there aren't that many of you. I'm going to do some cards. Here's one back for Richard. We'll start with Richard. Then you guys help me remember who we did and who we didn't do, okay? Richard. Okay. Cave, sanctuary. Okay, sanctuary. Looks like that. 23. Let's see. There is a quiet, still place inside of you that will always be available as a sanctuary, yet finding such a space in the natural world will enhance and complement this internal place of peace. Whether it's a cave, meadow, forest, seashore, or any other setting in nature, this is where you can see, hear, and feel the presence of the Creator in your surroundings. Let it become a temple for your heart and soul. Rather than having your computer, television, or any other human-made device or activity be your sanctuary, allow yourself to discover the perfect place in nature where you can simply be and breathe. Doing so bridges the connection between internal and external, facilitating a spiritual communion that allows your being to be aligned in dramatic and quiet reverie with all that is. In today's busy world, it becomes even more critical to set aside time for sanctuary, even if you have to schedule it. What I'm also getting is if nature is being kind of hostile out there like it is here right now, um, not exactly hostile, it's just not very pleasant, you can go to your internal place in nature And that'll do just as well, because you don't want to be fighting the elements in order to find peace. Do you? Okay, Tiger Butterfly asks for a card. And then Scotty asks for a card. I think Tiger Butterfly, right? Tiger Butterfly. Tiger Butterfly. Lotus Flower Unfoldment. Your spiritual unfoldment is occurring at all times, whether or not you're aware of it. It's inevitable as long as you put your trust in the hands of the Creator, the one who holds the light. Like the lotus, your soul is always reaching for the light to fulfill its karmic destiny, but even in that process, there are periods of darkness and times to rest. It's a natural cycle, one that cannot truly be coerced or halted. It has an intimate rhythm of its own, one that is unique to the being that is you. You don't need to strive or be driven by spiritual ambition. It does no good to try to force growth upon yourself or others, for that matter. Allowing is key here. Allow the place in you that naturally wants to follow the light to do so, while recognizing that even when you have complete faith, you will face challenges and occasionally suffering. Your steady faith and love will guide you on your journey of returning to the light. Well, you know what they say, suffering is a choice. You can have bad things happen, but actual suffering is a choice if you're choosing to suffer. Um, Scotty. Oh, it's popping out. Gaia, nurturing. Okay. Real pretty card. Any boobs in there? There are no boobs, sorry. Here's a woman. No boobs, though. Sorry, Scott. Scotty boy. Buddy boy. Let's see. Gaia. $74. You guys. Receiving can be a sacred act if your intention is to honor spirit. It's as holy as giving when performed with a humble and open heart. This is even truer when receiving much needed nurturing to let others give to you. It may be a stretch to do so at times because of childhood conditioning, but that habit can be overcome. Your wounds can be healed. One way to achieve this is to nurture yourself and allow others to nurture you. Consider the actions you take that are self-nurturing. What comes to your mind when you really think about doing beneficial things for yourself? Set aside your ritualized habits and beliefs that restrict the pure act of allowing your body, heart, and soul to be nurtured. Lie on the earth and ask Gaia to rock you in her bosom as you breathe with her and relax into her loving care. There you go, Scotty. Who else do we have here? Is Luke still, Lou. Is Lou still here, Lucas? Well, he can run it back. We'll get one for Lewis. And then Sandra Heath. Actually, I'm going to do Sandra first. Sandra, if Lou puts it in chat that he's still here, I'll pull one for him next. Okay, Sandra Heath. Yours is something there. Waterfall, effortless. Oh, that's cool. Effortlessness, huh? Okay, let's see. Waterfall. A waterfall, a waterfall. Waterfall. 145, which is 10, which is 1. I don't know why I'm doing that with numbers. A waterfall, a waterfall. Waterfall. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Water naturally flows from higher to lower ground. Right, no kidding. You have come to the edge of your comfort zone. Find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be, or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you'll find you will find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Don't try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but surrender to the will of Spirit even if you are being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself. You will find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath, breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment that makes your life effortless. Okay. What do you think, cowboy? He agrees. He concurs. That's a good idea. Okay. Um, who is still here and wants a reading? Speak up, please. Speak in the up. Where is Jackie? Jackie. Okay, people, type something so I know you're around. Louis, you there? Hey, okay, sweetheart. Okay, Jackie. Let me get your card, love. By the way, I'm sorry I dropped the ball when you wanted a reading. I apologize. A lot of things just, I don't know what happens sometimes. Um, Let me know if you still need or want that. We'll try to arrange it. I am really apologize. So, lightning power. Um, Lightning. '89. power available to you, force of life itself is neutral. It is neither inherently good nor bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, not your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad in determining your decision or actions. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into this spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From here, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. Wow. You have an electric personality, don't you, Jackie? You know what? I've been dozing off a lot by accident too. Me too. It just seems to be sort of the real pandemic that's going around with a lot of us. Okay. So, wow. Lightning. Wow. Powerful. Okay, is that it? I'm beginning to get kind of uncomfortable and my back is beginning to hurt. So it won't be much longer that I'll be on. Um, as I said, I've been having trouble. One of the reasons I haven't been on is I've been having trouble sitting up like this. Um, been thinking about just conducting and get the. I need to find some way to have a holder over there because I just have a like a wicker little hutch there thing and not very strong, so it doesn't hold things very well. Anyway, I love you guys. I miss you when I don't see you, and I think you're very special. Well, thank you. Um, I'm sorry that happened to you, Scotty. Okay, love you guys, and I'll be back on. I'll try to be on more. It's just like I told you. I apologize. I am. Oh, um, like right now, I'm just zoning out. I know I'm gonna fall asleep very quickly. Go to my Redbubble shop, please. Poke around there a little bit, see if you like anything. My shop name is Ocean Diana, and tell me if you can get there by just going to Redbubble and typing in Ocean Diana. And if you can't, I'm going to have to rearrange something there. But uh, I'm going to have to give some of my lovely mods the link, and then would some of my lovely mods please post that link every now and then to my Redbubble shop so we can get something going there. If nothing else, just click around and look at the art. I want you to see what I've done. It's more of a legacy than it is for making a lot of money. If it made a lot of money, that'd be nice, but it's more to just let you see my art. So, yeah, I'm running down really fast. I gotta go. You guys are great. Big hugs. Love y'all. Truth is where you find it. I hope you always find some here. You can, I have another avenue for, if you want to donate, you can donate through Cash App. So, I'm going to have to get that on, let me see. It's under, did I put it under Ocean Diana? Probably. Probably did. Okay. Is that what it's called? Okay. It's under my other name. $ Diane Swagger 5. You might want to get in touch with me to make sure that you've got the right person. Diane Swagger is spelled DIANESWIGER 5. $ Diane Swagger 5. And so that's enough about me, and you know, for somebody saying I'm all about money, I sure do advertise myself lousy, don't I? I'm not as good as I would like to be at this marketing thing. Yeah, some people accuse me of being all about money. Well, everybody wants to get paid at some point. Everybody needs, in this society, needs money. And this is my channel. I'm not allowed to have money on my own channel. Not allowed to. I don't understand it. People, I don't know. What can I say? Okay. Okay, loves. So I'm really going now. Remember that you're divine, and you can choose your timeline. You know, I do start to look older as I get tired. When I'm fresh and just come in, I feel pretty good. I look much younger, and now I start to see myself It's all about my energy. It's all, maybe that is what it is. Huh, interesting. So when my energy is up and really good, I probably look really, really young. And then as it fades out, I kind of fade out. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense, though. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else? There was, but I've forgotten it. Whatever it is, it'll come back and I'll tell you about it next time. Yeah, there was something else, but it's going to have to be for next time. Okay, love you guys. Stay warm. Or cool, wherever you happen to be. And, yeah, I'm going to be falling horizontal pretty soon. Me and the kitty cat going to cuddle up and stay warm. Love you.